Hi, and thanks for joining us, Patty from PS Paper Crafts, with another fun Friday fold. Can you believe we're in October already? That just blows my mind. We are starting with our new calendar, the October inspiration calendar that I send out to my email subscribers. If you want this, go ahead and subscribe to my email. There's a link below, and you can do that right there. And then every month you'll get this calendar. So every Friday I make either a fun fold or I do some kind of technique or something. I do a video. This week we're making a pinwheel card. And I've made a similar pinwheel card, but it didn't open up. It was just like a pinwheel. That was just a design. Tomorrow is National Card Making Day or World Card Making Day. And there is a Stampin' Up! Event. I don't know where I registered for it, but I can't make it. But I know a lot of people have registered for it, and I hope you enjoy it. So on the calendar, there's I always do a color combo. You can find my card on my blog, and then on Saturdays and Wednesdays I actually do sketches. I'm in the Split Coast Stamper sketch team, so every week I make a card from a sketch that they create, and then I do the Atlantic Heart Sketch Challenge usually on Saturdays if I can. And then these are just ideas for you to make cards, just to give you some incentive to make different type cards. But anyway, the other thing I want to mention is that there are directions for this card. There's a project sheet for this design, and it'll show the products that I used today for the cards I'm making. There's a link below. Just look for project sheet, and then you can go and you can print that out or just look at it online. So this is our pinwheel card, and it's really cute because it opens up and there's a little message in here. So warmest wishes, and it just folds up. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it right. It's kind of like, the box when you close a box. You don't want to bend this too much. You kind of want to just slide it in there, and there you have it. Okay, and then it's the most magical time of the year. So the products I used for this, I used the Delicate Pines for my sentiments. And that goes along with the Elegant Pines Snowflakes Designer Series paper. And this has some really pretty patterns. I wasn't sure which pattern to use. I didn't know if this would be too dark. I almost went with this one. I thought this one would be nice as well. And it has this on the back. So you want to have something that you're going to be able to see both sides, and it kind of makes sense to go with. And then the embossed layer this is Silent Snowfall. I got it right, Silent Snowfall. So it's already embossed. It has snowflakes. And it's a really nice thick cardstock. So I think you get 2 of these. It's 12 by 12, and you get, 6 of them. So I've been using it a lot. You don't have to emboss it. You just cut it, and there's these pretty snowflakes on it. So that's what I used to make this card. So we're going to make another Christmas card using different designer series paper. And this is one of my favorites. It is just gorgeous. It's Traditions of Christmas, 12 by 12. And it just has all this just beautiful poinsettias and gold. And there's just a lot in here. And I thought this would be perfect for this card. I'm hoping that the pattern isn't too big, because like on this card you have kind of this little pattern, which is nice. So let's get started. I have my pieces cut. We're using this one, which has the polka dots on the back, and then we've got a real red card base. There is cherry cobbler, and there is real red, and this pink I think is actually a very light red. It doesn't say there's a pink in here, I don't think. There's cherry cobbler, old olive, pool party, real red, secret sea, and gold. So this must be just a very light. I've seen a lot of people use like Pretty in Pink. And then in the background is the pool party. I don't know if you can see it. But we are going to do Old Olive and Real Red. And these are the pieces. And the first thing we want to do is cut our piece to 6 by 6. Or if you have 6 by 6 paper, even better. And then we're going to score each side at 1.5. So make sure you got your scoring tool. And we are going to go 1.5 on each side. And then just turn it 1.5, easy to remember, right? And if you have, you know, the score, the big score thing, you can use that as well. The Score Pal, is that what it's called? It used to be the Score Pal. I think it's something else now. The Stampin' Up! One, anyway. And then one more side at 1.5. I think when I touch it here, I keep moving it. Okay. All right, so we're done with our trimmer. And now we have, it looks like we're making a box. I don't know if you can see it, but there's 4 little corner pieces that we're going to cut off. And if it helps, maybe fold them. Depends on the pattern of the paper, whether it's easier to see it on this side or this side. I think I'm going to cut on this side. So we're just going to cut up here, right to the fold line. And then cut this, and then we're going to cut it out. Who used to say that? Cut it out. And you could save these maybe for a scrappy card. Just cut right up to here. Okay, so now you have a piece that looks like this. And the way this works is whatever is on the bottom is going to be the inside of this pinwheel. So when you open it up, this was on the bottom when I did my folding. Okay, this. So I think I want to have the dots on the inside. We'll see how it works. And again, I hope this isn't too big of a pattern. So we're just going to take one corner and we're going to fold it so that it meets this score line. Is this how we used to make pinwheels when we were kids? I'm thinking something like this. So I got this idea, you know, I always go on Pinterest and look, and this was Jennifer Roque. I don't know if she's the originator or not, but she's the one that I followed the directions and got the measurements and all of that. So I'm giving her the shout out or the credit. It's R-O-Q-U-E, Jennifer Roque. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. So now you have this, and when you flip it over, it looks like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold it, and then fold it down, and then fold it down. And then this last one, you want to slip this, and you try not to fold it, like kind of lift it up a little bit without getting it too folded. And there you go. There's your pinwheel. So you can open it like this and then close it. So we're gonna, before we close it up, we'll decorate it. Let me close this one. Down, 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 and tuck it in. Okay. So on this one, we are going to do a sentiment on here. I am using the traditional labels. It's part of the suite that goes with this paper. So I thought I would do on the inside Merry and Bright. So let's do that, Merry and Bright. So those are on 2 stamps, and I am going to do it in real red. You could do either real red, cherry cobbler, whatever color's in it. So we're going to, I'm going to start with and Bright. I'm wondering if we should put something else on here. We're winging it. Merry and Bright. And I think I need something else. Let me see what else we can come up with. So there's another stamp set in this suite. It's called Christmas Greenery. So I think I'm going to use that, and I think I want to move this up. So I'm going to flip it over and start it a little higher. Merry and Bright. Okay, And this piece, I didn't tell you, this is the inside. It's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. But again, I have a project sheet below that will have all that information. And I should have left this out. So I'm going to use this stamp and this one. So I want to stamp my real red. I'm going to stamp it off and then stamp it here. And I'm going to stamp it off and stamp it here. And then I'm going to take this little stamp, whoops, it's kind of like a little middle piece, and I'm going to go direct. So you see the, and I got ink on my fingers. Okay, let's try this again, and I have a different idea. So we're going to do the Merry up here and Bright. Thanks for bearing with me. And then we're going to do 3 of these, I think. Stamp it off, stamp it on. So this is called stamping off, when you stamp it on scrap paper one time. That takes a layer of the ink off. All right, and then we're going to do 3 of these. I probably should have started with the middle one first so that they would be even on each side, but that's okay. All right, and I was going to put some greenery, but I think that might be too much. I think we'll just go with that. So Merry and Bright, and then this is going to go on the inside of the pinwheel. So let's put that down with some Stamps and Seal Plus. And then we can fold this closed again. So this is just going to be right there in the center. Okay, Merry and Bright. So we close it, close it, close it. And then this one, we're going to try to, without creasing it, fold it in there. Okay, and now this is going to go on a square. I picked Old Olive, and this square is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. We're just going to adhere it right like that, and make sure it's just kind of centered. And I probably should have burnished it first, but we could do that now. Just to make sure everything is nice and folded. So you might want to do this before you put it down, but it doesn't matter. Okay, it'd be nice to put something right in the middle, but it wouldn't open then. Okay, next thing we're going to do is emboss a layer. So I have a layer of 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to use the Plaid Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. And I love this embossing folder, and I really love it with white for some reason. It just, I think, is really pretty. But you can use whatever embossing folder you want. And let's put this aside, get out my machine. So with this one, this is a 3D, it's thick, you could feel it, and it also says it right on the label. So when you have a 3D embossing folder, you need this gray number 4 specialty plate. So you're just going to put your number 1 and then this number 4 plate right on top of it and run it through. Sorry for the shaking. Okay, let's get rid of this. And then we can open this up. Isn't that pretty? And I think plaid and Christmas kind of go hand in hand for some reason. Then we have a real red card base. And this is going to sit on here. And then our pinwheel. Isn't that pretty? And then we'll put some kind of a sentiment below it. So I'm going to use liquid glue on this. I like to use liquid glue when I have an embossed layer to get in all the nooks and crannies I feel like sometimes the other kind of adhesive, the tape runner kind of things, sometimes it doesn't get in there and stick well. So we're going to put this down like this. And then we'll put this down up here. Oh, and let's make sure we're facing the right way. Yes, I'm taking a peek in there. I want to make sure my word was going, you know, the right way. My sentiment. Okay. Coming along. And this could have been, you know, it's the real red in here, and this is cherry cobbler. So this background could have been either or. And then I have a little strip that we are going to use. Where do I have that stamp? Here it is. And I think I need a narrower one. I was going to do a whole different set. I was going to make a fall card, but I didn't like the paper as much. So we're going to do it this way. So we'll get the real red again. Or maybe we'll do old olive, just to pull out the old olive here. And I feel like this is all crooked. One trick when you have like a narrow, so it doesn't bend, is to turn it upside down and pick it up this way. Sometimes they're very thin and they really kind of bend as you're putting it on the thing. So let's put it like this. And then we can trim that down. Yeah, let's trim it down. You can banner it if you want. I'm just going to trim it down. You can use your snips if you're good at that, or use your trimmer. Okay, let's put this away. And I did not put it down with dimensionals here, and I think I will with this. I think that would have been better on that other card. I was thinking there's a lot of bulk, but the bulk is up here, so I think we're safe to have this down here on dimensionals. Take the backs off, and then we'll just do the inside. Pretty easy card, actually, and I think it's pretty cool. That they can open it up and see that message. So there's a sentiment here, there's a sentiment there. And then on the inside layer, we are going to put the sending love. So all of these are in this traditional labels, and there's dies that cut these labels, like the sending love. It's pretty cool. But we're not using the dies today. We'll just use the sentiments. Sending love and joy. And let's do a piece of the designer series paper across the bottom. I have a piece right here, and this is 3/4 of an inch. So let's cut it down to 4 by 3/4. That's usually what I put down anyway. 3/4 of an inch. And we'll just adhere this across the bottom and then put that in the side, and we are done. I didn't even put any bling on it. I don't think it really needs it. If you love to put bling on, go for it. And this will just go like this. Beautiful. Right? Oops, this came out. No, came down. Okay. So we have celebrate the season. It's the most magical time of the year. And then we've got the warmest winter wishes. And then tis the season, sending love and joy, and merry and bright. So cool, right? I hope you give this a try. I think it's easy and fun. And I think the recipient would be very happy to play. Again, I think this would be great for a kid, because they would probably play all day with it. There you go. Thanks for joining. What are we doing next week? Next week we are making a double flap fun fold card. And I think I've made something called this, but this is a different take on it. You know, a lot of times we run out of names, I think, for things. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.